People wanted those stories for years. You know what I mean? I think the people wanted those stories for years, and that's just so sad on them because it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. And I just think it's so sad that we live in a world where people don't want to see women get along.
Hardly nobody knows. But I say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She been on them for a long time. And you keep her that way.
He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more dogs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep him hypnotized.
Gee, you guys, the streets have been buzzing for years about what's really going on between Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? And guess what? Kelly Rowland just confirmed it all. And let me tell you, it's even worse than we ever imagined. Yep, Kelly, Beyonce's ride or die since forever, finally spilled the tea. And it's scalding. These two have been closer than sisters, y'all. Like, Kelly has been there since Destiny's Child, before Jay even came into the picture. So if anyone knows the messy behind-the-scenes truth about B and Jay's so-called perfect marriage, it's Kelly. And honey, if she is speaking up now, you know it's bad. For years, rumors have swirled that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage was nowhere near as picture perfect as they made it seem. And now, Kelly's little confession has everybody's jaws on the floor. So buckle up, because we are about to break down all the shocking details about Hollywood's ultimate power couple. First off, nobody's questioning Kelly's credibility here. How could they? Kelly was there before Beyonce and Jay-Z were even a thing. She's been around since they were teenagers, through their first dates, their engagement, their wedding, and even the births of their kids. Like, sis has receipts on top of receipts. And let's be real, it's not hard to see why she would side-eye their relationship. I mean, these two have nearly $3 billion, 0 cents between them, luxurious mansions, and a ridiculous amount of power and influence. But come on, not everything glittery is gold, babes. Behind closed doors, messy. For years, people have whispered about the shadiness lurking in the Carter household, and now it's all making sense. Now, Beyonce and Jay-Z have always painted this cute little narrative, right? Like, we were friends first, we took it slow, we built a real bond, blah, blah, blah. They made it sound so wholesome. But let's be honest. That AG gap has always made people raise an eyebrow. Jay was deep into his 30s, and Bey? She was barely legal. In one interview, Beyonce tried to smooth things over, saying, I was 18 when we first met, 19 when we started dating. There was no rush. No one expected me to run off and get married. Girl, please. When they officially started dating, Beyonce was 19 and Jay-Z was a whole 31. That's a 12-year gap. Fans immediately clocked that and worried Jay-Z might have been, you know, grooming her a little bit. And Kelly's basically hinting that those fears totally legit. Kelly even pointed to Beyonce's own music. Remember her 2006 track, Resentment? That song was loaded with references to cheating. Like, she basically said loving him used to be easy, but now, suspicions everywhere because of all his lies. She didn't even try to hide it, singing, I know she was attractive, but I was here first, been riding with you for 6 years. Translation, Jay-Z was out here doing Beyonce dirty from the jump. But wait, it gets worse. Kelly is also hinting that Jay-Z had been sniffing around Beyonce long before she turned 18. She's throwing serious shade at the official story they've fed us for years. And when you dig a little deeper, OMG, it checks out. Jay-Z himself said in a 2007 interview that he met Beyonce around 1997. Do the math. Jay was almost 30 and Bey was just 15 or 16.
They mention Sony when they talk about where you might go. I mean, this obviously is because Beyonce has a deal there. I know her. So, but I'm not her. Wow, long time on her. 10 years? However long she's been recorded. That's what I met her. Don't you remember how long it was? Yeah, when I met her. I mean, was 5 years ago? Was I met her 10 years ago? What did you say to yourself at that time? Wow.
Yes, yeah, that's a fantastic talent.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw talent before you saw anything.
Yeah, she was singing like a rapper. It was always the first song with Wyclef, and she was singing really fast, and I was like, why is she singing so fast? And she was on key and everything. I was like, oh, there's a talented person in me.
While Jay-Z was pushing 30, Beyonce was just a kid, and people have never stopped side-eyeing that creepy start to their relationship. Sure, they claimed they were just friends at first, but the age gap alone made everyone uncomfortable. And it gets worse. There's an old video where Beyonce says Jay-Z taught her how to be a lady, and let me tell you, it's beyond cringy. So unsettling. Instead of shutting down the rumors, Jay-Z basically leaned into them through his music. In Young Girl, he brags about having a 19-year-old girl under his control, molding her, making decisions for her. Yucks. He raps, have got a young girl, still not quite 21. Hi, Miss Thing, you're 19. You're lightning in a bottle, I give you a ring tomorrow. Like EWW. Then he takes it even further, talking about teaching her proper etiquette, like this was some billionaire finishing school. And in 444, he admits, I saw the innocence leave your eyes. I still mourn its death. What? No wonder Kelly has such strong feelings toward Jay-Z. The more you dig, the messier it gets. When Beyonce started dating him, she was hyper-focused on her career. She even said, my teenage years were about the grind. I didn't have time to be a normal teenager. She gave up friends, fun, a normal life, all to chase her dream with Destiny's Child. No distractions allowed. But then Jay-Z came along, and at first it seemed like a fairy tale, until rumors started swirling that Jay wasn't just controlling her emotionally, but allegedly using other means too. Multiple people, including her former bodyguard Uncle Ron, have claimed Jay-Z allegedly kept Beyonce under his thumb with drugs.
Probably nobody knows, but I say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on Drew Punks. She been on him for a long time, and you keep her that way.
And it's not just Uncle Ron. Jaguar Wright, remember her? She didn't hold back either. She flat out called Jay-Z a monster and said he's obsessed with controlling Beyonce.
He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in the care, I'll tell you.
Not my beautiful Beyonce 5.
I tell you this right now, y'all talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Oh, no.
She better than me. I passed. I made a good choice.
If Beyonce is in prison, she's in one of the most expensive prisons ever.
Yes, she is. And she's watched 24 hours a day. She's not allowed to make a choice for herself, not at all, not in any way. People think she has an amazing life. She is told what to say, she is told what to eat, she is told what to drink, she is told what to wear. She is not her husband's wife, she is his employee. It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry.
And y'all, did you catch that awkward moment at the 2023 Grammys? Beyonce straight up refused to take a drink Jay-Z offered her. People noticed and started whispering that something was definitely off.
Welcome back to the Grammys, everybody. You know, when you equal a record, there's no way you don't get to hold your Grammy in your hand and celebrate that.
And now you're probably wondering, why is Kelly Rowland spilling all of this now? Well, a lot of people believe Kelly has always been a little jealous of Beyonce. And get this. Some are even claiming that Kelly and Jay-Z had a fling behind Beyonce's back. Is it true? Only time will tell. But WHEW, the tea is piping hot today, besties. Until next time, bye. Bye. Now listen, before we even move forward, let's just sit in this for a second, because seriously, how did we miss all these signs for so long? Like, looking back, it was all right there in front of us, but the glitz and glamour had us all distracted. Meanwhile, poor Beyonce was stuck in a relationship that, according to Kelly, was a complete hot mess behind closed doors. And the thing is, Kelly didn't just drop these bombs casually. Oh no, sis made it very clear that she's been sitting on this tea for years. Years, y'all. And now that she's finally letting it spill, it's like Pandora's box has been kicked wide open. The stuff about Jay-Z controlling Beyonce, the drugs, grooming her since she was basically a kid, it's even deeper and messier than we thought. And if you're thinking, maybe Kelly's just bitter, you're not alone. Lots of people are whispering the same thing. I mean, back in Destiny's Child, Kelly and Bey were equals. But as time went on, Beyonce became Beyonce, and Kelly kind of got left behind. Some fans think this might be Kelly's way of finally stepping out of the shadows and getting her moment. But let's be real, Kelly has nothing to gain by lying. One wrong move and the Beyhive would cancel her into oblivion. So if she's risking it all just to spill this tea, maybe she's finally telling the truth. And if that's the case, y'all, this story is way darker than we ever imagined. And let's talk about those other rumors. You know, the ones about Kelly and Jay-Z getting a little too close back in the day. Allegedly, there were some private meetings that raised eyebrows. Nothing confirmed, but the whispers never stopped. And now, with Kelly speaking up about how toxic Jay really was, you have to wonder, what else did she see? What else is hiding behind those picture-perfect smiles? Because Beyonce, she's the queen of controlling her image. Nothing gets out unless she wants it to. So if Kelly's cracking that polished shell, it must be bad. And honestly, a lot of people have noticed how Beyonce changed over the years. She used to be this bubbly, sweet Texas girl, but after Jay, she got serious, guarded, almost robotic. It wasn't just about protecting her fame, it was about protecting herself. And now, hearing Kelly spill all this tea, it hits differently. Maybe Beyonce didn't just sacrifice her teenage years for fame, maybe she sacrificed herself for a relationship that was way less magical than we thought. Suddenly, those sad smiles, those awkward moments on the red carpet, they're not just random. They're signs of a real woman's real pain hiding behind 1,000 flashing cameras. And it makes you wonder, what if she had walked away sooner, before the wedding, before the babies, before the billion-dollar empire? Because once you're that deep in, it's not just love anymore. It's contracts, legacy, and a brand that's bigger than any breakup. And maybe, just maybe, that's why Kelly's speaking now. Maybe she sees the cracks. Maybe she's trying to save Beyonce. Or maybe she's just freeing herself from a truth she's carried for too long. Whatever the reason, the mask is slipping. And the real story, it's way uglier and way sadder than we were ever ready for. Stay tuned, besties, because if this is what Kelly's saying out loud, imagine the tea she's still keeping secret. Until next time, bye.